everyone, and welcome to Stitching Ain't Easy. My name is Ashley. Thank you so very much for joining me today. If y'all have been here before, hello and thank you. I hope y'all are having an amazing day. I hope you had an amazing 4th of July. If y'all are new, I also hope you had an amazing 4th of July, whether you're from the US of A or not. Regardless, I hope your July 4th was rocking. If you're new, hello, how are you? Like I said, my name's Ashley. Picked a really random video to start with, but hey, how you doing? Alright, so usually this is a crochet channel. We have lives sometimes and discuss like the squid and the whale and really fun things such as that, LuLaRoe, things like that. Talk about all sorts of really random stuff. We are currently right in the middle of making a mystery, like a murder mystery blanket. It's like the game of Clue, and we're having a whole lot of fun with that. So we do a lot of really different things on here. You never really know what you're going to come into. So welcome, y'all. Welcome. All right. So for a while now, have wanted to make this. I've had these written down for a while. I just haven't done this one. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's do this today. So here, just very quickly, today's Wednesday. I'm probably going to put this up right after I make it. And then usually my lives are on Tuesday, but because yesterday was the 4th, I didn't have a live. And so I thought about going live today at like 2:30. I don't know if anyone's going to be there. I don't know if it's going to be a hit or not. But I figure, hey, all right. And so I think that'll put me on before Granny D and before anyone else. And I'm really, really hoping so. But so today at 2:30, yeah, I'm just going to have like a quick little, how you doing, live. And then this evening, you're going to see me a lot today. And this evening is our murder mystery blanket. And I have a project to share with you at the end. Someone else got very spooky and put the things in. So, all right, announcements. Okay, so I saw a short. I will look for the short, try to link it below. Or I will try to find it and then link it below if I do find it. How's that? I saw a short, and it was this girl. She was like, okay, sure, you watch, your favorite YouTube people, but what do you really know about them, and anyways, and she's like, these are some obscure facts about me. And I was like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. I feel like on this here Chanel, I'm pretty open with y'all, unless it's like the children, aka the kids, then I don't really talk so much about them. They have nicknames. I discuss them. Y'all know stuff about them and what they're kind of into, but But as far as myself, I feel like I'm pretty open. Y'all know things. But I think I thought of a couple things that you don't know. Maybe. I don't know. The first one, I know that most of you probably know this one. The rest of them, I don't know. And so I thought this would be just kind of a fun little, just a fun video. It's not really yarny. It's not really craft fair. It's not really LuLaRoe. It's not really anything. It's just me. Hello, I'm Ashley. So, all right. So, I came up with 10, which was pretty like, dang, because it was really hard to come up with like 4. Even so somehow I came up with 10. So, they may kind of do this and not be so great. I don't know. All right, my first one. Excuse me. I'm probably going to be clearing my throat a lot. If you're new, I clear my throat a lot. That's a thing. All right, cool. So, first one, I guess it's a fact. I guess that's an obscure fact, but I feel like y'all know that. So, 0.5. I clear my throat a lot. All right, number 1. I don't like my socks to match. Even whenever I pull out like a pair, say like the laundry basket or something, pull out a pair and they do match, I'm like, no. I'll put one to the side. Like every now and then I'll put matching ones on, and then it's like the whole day I think about it. I don't like it. Like, they must both be ankle socks or long socks. They can't be different heights or anything weird like that. That's too far for me. Must look like they came out of like the same packaging, but yeah, I'll wear like You Are My Sunshine sock and then like an Ursula sock, because I feel like those go well together. And so personally, that makes sense to me. And so, yeah, I don't know why, but I don't like my socks to match. And then we'll go to like family events and I take my shoes off, and that's always fun. And your socks don't match. I'm like, yes, I know. Yours do. That's odd. So that's how I always, I just, yeah. So that they must be the same height, same like elasticity, same consistency of a sock. You know what I mean? It's got to be like the same kind of sock. It can't be something completely different, but yeah, I don't like it when they match. All right. I feel like some of you may have known that. That was one maybe. All right, cool. Number 2. I can watch a TV series or a movie or even listen to the same song over and over. Yeah, to the point where my family's like, okay, can one of us pick a song? Like, especially when we're in the car. Like, yeah. Like when I was, I mean, well, pretty much anything. Like, currently been listening to a lot of Kim Dracula. Pretty into that one. Like my music range is very weird. Currently I'm wearing a Willie Nelson shirt. It says I'm feeling really good. So I love like any music. I'm very open to any kind of music, but whenever I find something, then yeah, I'll listen to that same song. Like whenever I was younger and would get a CD, I'd listen to it over and over again. I don't know why, but I just do. And I do that same thing, like I said, on YouTube Music even. It's like the same however many songs, and it makes a little playlist. I'm like, yeah, that'll work. And everyone's like, okay, seriously. And then I don't even know, I've lost count of how many times I've watched Orange is the New Black, The Golden Girls, Schitt's Creek, several different shows. I Love Lucy, obviously. But yeah, I have shows that I watch at nighttime. I don't like sound when I'm sleeping. Like, I don't like to hear shows or noise or anything. I just want it like dark and quiet when I'm sleeping. Like as I'm winding down, I like to watch shows, and so those have been like said, like Schitt's Creek or Golden Girls or something like that. And whenever like the last episode will end, then I'm like, start series over. So I'll just go back. The Sopranos is another one. I watched that one in a loop a few times. The show 6 Feet Under. I have no idea how many times I've seen that show, but I love that show, and I would watch it right now. If someone was like, have you seen? I'd be like, yeah, but we can watch it. Like in comedy specials, just I don't know why, but I'll just, and not necessarily like comedy specials will like end and start over, but I could watch a comedy special every night and be just fine. No problem. So I don't know. It's very bizarre. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, cool. So number 3, my kids are all 2.5 years apart. All like very closely to 2.5 years apart. I feel like that's a pretty good age difference there. I don't really know how that worked out. I mean, I do obviously, but it's pretty cool too that they're all like right at like 2.5 years apart. It was a lot of fun when they were younger, although I changed diapers for like 8 years straight or something like that. It got pretty extreme. But now that they're teenagers, it's a lot more intense because it's like all the big milestones are happening. And as soon as I'm like, okay, cool, like with this one, then the next one starts. And so that's kind of been a little wild, but otherwise would suggest having them close together. All right. Number 4, I love to mow. Like I love to mow the yard. Like just thinking about it even, it's so good. It's just like so, it's like a very zen time. It's so rewarding to like go through and the yard's all icky looking, and then like you can look behind you and you're like, I did that. And it's like riding lawnmower. That was my preference. Whenever I started getting, when my health started declining, I stopped mowing, and I miss it. Like it hurts me big time to be on the mower, to have anything to do with that, but I mean, I miss it. Like I'll hear the kids out there mowing or Derek out there mowing. It's just like, because I loved it. I used to love it. And I used to have the yard. It looked like a park all the time. It was just like pretty and pristine and lovely. In our old house, there was like a peach tree and flowers all over, and so good. Yeah, I just find it very, very relaxing. I love the smell of freshly cut grass, but more importantly, it's just very relaxing, very zen time for me. So, all right. Time out. Sorry. Start clearing my throat more and more. I need a drink. All right. Out of my Stitch and Ain't Easy cup. If I don't knock things over. All right. Number 5. I raced, in 8th grade, right? Yes, 8th grade. I raced the entire football team in 8th grade, which would have consisted then of 7th and 8th grade boys, because middle school would have been together. But for our school, 6th grade was still elementary. It was really weird. It was like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So very, very small school, so it kind of doesn't make sense. But anyway, there were like 2 buildings, elementary, high school. Once you were in 7th, you moved on to the high school building, not in 6th. I don't know why. Okay. But I was in 8th grade. We were all at athletics one day, like out. It's like the bad news bears thing. Bad news for the athletics. All right. So anyway, what's that mean? Bad news for the athletics. Okay. So anyway, but like, yeah, 7th hour, have athletics, whatever. I'm standing there, like, we're having track practice with all of the 7th and 8th grade girls, and coach lines us up. I mean, I vividly remember this whole thing, so I was just like, what in the world has happened? Because I didn't think I was fast. I thought I was, like, average. I didn't think I was fast at all. Then puberty hit and it all went away. I'm just going to say that, like, and then all of a sudden, which I was already in 8th grade, I guess at that point, probably whatever, but, like, I don't know. Maybe I was still fast. I just got tired. I don't know. But anyway, in 8th grade, especially as I'm older now, I don't run much anymore. But, hey. So, yeah, we were all practicing for track. Coach lines us all up, and he, like, goes through the girls. There's, like, a lineup of us, and the girls are on either side of me. He's like, I know. He's like, you're not a sprinter. You're not a sprinter. You're not a sprinter. And he skips over me. He's like, you're not a sprinter, and neither are you. He's like, but that's okay. We have blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it was like a pep talk. It wasn't anything like, you can't run. You can't run. It was like he was talking us all up, and except he didn't point at me. And I was like, the heck? Like, what am I? I'm like, Coach. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what about me? Like, can I just not even run? Can I not attempt it? Can I not try? Like, do I just need to quit now? What do I need to do? And he was like, you are a sprinter. And I was like, no, sir. I think you've selected the wrong kid, because there's no way I was, felt like I was the quickest one, much less athletic at that age. I mean, I played softball. This is a whole other thing, but I had been in gymnastics, I cheered, I played softball, I played basketball, like I did all the things. I rodeoed with my dad, rode horses. I mean, it was athletic, do not get me wrong, but I didn't think I was like fast. And so he's like, you are a sprinter. He's like, I've seen you. He's like, you can run. And I was just like, I think you've selected the wrong person. That's me, Ashley. I don't think you doing all right, Coach? You having a stroke, or you getting too hot? And he's like, okay. He's like, you don't believe me? He's like, I'll prove it to you. And the football boys are over, like, practicing, because, like, that's what you do before games. You practice, right? So he blows the whistle. They all come over, and he's like, I need you all to line up. He's like, you're going to run 200 meters. And they're like, okay. Because they're 7th and 8th grade boys, and so that's how they talk. Okay. And so... Anyway, so he lines them all up, and he's like, go over there with them. He's like, you're going to run 200 meters. He's like, run. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be crazy freaking embarrassing. You know, he's going to line me all up with these kids, and it's going to be like me and 2 kids in the back. Like, okay, awesome. So he lines us all up, blows the whistle. I take off, and I'm like starting to bend the 100-meter corner, and I'm like, where the heck's everybody at? I'm like, this is insane. At about 150, there's this kid like right next to me, and I'm like, oh heck no. Like, if everyone else is behind me, this kid can't beat me. So I'm like going for it then at this point, and this kid like just barely scooches. I mean, like, I'll give him 2 feet just because, but like barely scooches around me or whatever and wins. I came in second, and then there were all the other football boys, and I just remember standing over there being like, as I watched like these big football dudes that I went to class with all the time and I was friends with, watching them like being, you know, there's me, 4'11", hi, how you doing? And then watching guys that were like over, you know, 5'5". One was almost 6 feet tall, ended up to be like 6'3". Like all these guys just like running past me at this point as I've already passed the finish line, and I was just like, this is crazy. And I'm just sitting there looking at them all like, no way. And coach comes up and he's like, all right. He's like, do you see it now? He's like, you know, and anyway, that's something I'll probably never forget because I had no idea. I was like, you know, I don't even know why I'm out here for track. I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is silly. And I love to play softball, though. Softball was my favorite. I loved it so much. I played summer ball and school ball all through high school. I played t-ball when I was little, but really like middle school, high school, like got into it. I played second base, right field sometimes. I pitched. I loved it so much. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll never forget that. That was crazy. But like, so yeah, I did that. I cheered. I cheered for 2 years. Dadgummit. Sorry. But yeah, I cheered for 2 years. My junior and senior year of high school, I cheered. Played basketball, but that was just in 7th and 8th grade because I got real over it, and I didn't want to play in high school, which looking back, I'm mad at myself because I would have had so much fun playing in high school. I didn't want to play just because basketball was not my thing. But those same girls were the girls I played softball with, and the girls, part of them were the girls I cheered with, and if not, then they were girls that I was friends with or talked to, you know. And so looking back, I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't play basketball, but I didn't. I was a 7th and 8th grade thing, but that one time in 8th grade, by golly, beat all the boys, and that was insane to me. I still think that's crazy. I still wonder sometimes if it was like a weird fever dream, but yeah, only one kid, so beat me. But anyway, okay, since we're just on the subject of races, number 6. I won a stick horse race when I was 3 years old, and I won a trophy. So I mentioned before that my dad rodeos, that's like his thing. Horses, rodeos. He was raised on a ranch. About said it. I will not say the name of the ranch just because of it. Yeah. My family are like cowboys. They've worked on big name ranches around where I'm from. Anywho, but yeah, I said he was born and raised on a ranch, worked on a ranch, then went on to be a team roper, or was a team roper even then. He won the world finals team roping championship whenever I was a little bit, I think in like, I don't know, I was just a couple years old. He's won the, we call it the Indian World Finals. It's like the Native World Finals, so I'll be real with one another. But anyway, he won the Indian World, which is like the IFR. He won it, I think, 3 times. Anyway, So much like my kids have currently been at craft fairs all the time, I was at a roping almost every weekend. That's kind of just where we were, was on the rodeo trail. That's often my story. Like, I've been, much like Johnny Cash, been everywhere, man. The thing is, all I remember are arenas and convenience stores. I don't really remember like sightseeing or anything a whole lot. I do remember in Albuquerque, we went because we were there for the IFR one year, and I was little bitty, and we went to the powwow, like they had the dances, and I remember just being enamored and thought that was just the coolest thing, and I still think that's so cool. Just powwows touch my heart, and I remember just sitting there just like, it was like, no, are you ready to leave? And I'm like, no, like we stay here. Like, my mom's like, your dad's fixing to, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if my dad was with us or not. I remember my mom being with us. I think my dad was fixing to rope. I don't know. She can let us all know in the comments, but I feel like, I don't remember if he was with us or not. I really don't, but I just remember being like, this is amazing. This is like the coolest thing ever. And no, I don't want to go watch the roping. I just want to sit here. Forget a rodeo. But I loved to go and do the calf scramble, which if you don't know what a calf scramble is, it's a little intense. They put a bunch of little kids out there with a bunch of calves, and like one, maybe two of the calves will have ribbons tied on their tails, and you run around and try to get the ribbon off the tail, and then like run back across the line and you get a prize. I always liked the calf scrambles. I liked seeing the clowns whenever they came out, all that. I loved, like, I would stop everything I was doing and run back to the arena to watch the bull riding or the bronc riding, because that was just amazing. Anything else, I was just like barrel racing, that was neat. Team roping, I saw it all the time, so it wasn't that whatever, but because of the whole barrel racing thing, I at least knew like the cloverleaf pattern that you make with your horse around the barrels. I've known that forever. I've known that forever, just like ingrained in my brain, you know, one of those things. Go to so many rodeos, you get it. So when I was 3, I remember this. We were at an outdoor rodeo, and they had a like a stick horse. You get on a stick horse and go around the barrels, and they had it for like little kids. I think it was maybe 8 and under or something like that. And there were like 5 or 6 of us, and I went out, and I was the only one that went the right way. So I went out, went around, you know, right barrel, left barrel, in barrel, around the left, and then back. And I was the only one that went the correct way. So therefore I won, and I got a little trophy. I don't know if my dad probably still doesn't have that trophy, but I had that trophy in my room until high school, I think. But it was like winner of the stick horse race, like 1980, whatever. And I was just like, yes, I'm so proud of that trophy. But yeah, it wasn't that I would see even then. It wasn't because I was the fastest one, because there were kids faster than me. So the whole racing thing blew my mind. It wasn't because I was the fastest one. It was just that I was the only one that knew the cloverleaf pattern and how to do it and make it happen. So everyone else either went the other way or just went to the in barrel and came back. And yeah, so won a trophy because I paid attention to all of the rodeos that I had been at. So right. And I always used to, my dad, that was like his ongoing joke still, that I was always the dirtiest kid at the rodeo. Like, he would put me in, like, him and my mom would put me in like brand new, you know, like nice neat clothes or whatever, like starch my pants, because that's like the thing, you know, starch pants or whatever and all that. And then I would just be like the dirtiest, filthiest kid there. Probably not with my mom so much. That was probably just whenever I was kicking it with my dad, and I could see that. But yeah, I would just be like dirty and gross. And I remember playing in the dirt so many times I can't even think. And then I would hear like either Tone Loc Wild Thing or something of that nature, and know that it was time for the bull riding or the bronc riding. And I'd be like, see you dirt, I'll be right back, and would run and watch that, and then go play with what was usually my cousins. My cousins, their dads, most of them all rope now, have something to do with horses. I wish I just had a horse just to ride. I don't want to rope or do anything like that. I miss just getting on and riding. That was like my favorite, just to go on a trail ride or just take off or just be at a roping be somewhere doing whatever and just get on the horse and just ride around with my friends. That's what I always wanted to do. And so I tried to rope. I can rope. Another obscure fact, I guess. I can rope. Quite good at heeling, which is like where you rope the back feet. You try to get to. Pretty all right at that. I don't want to toot my own horn because I don't want to rope, but I can do that if I had to. I've been in ropings before, like play dates and stuff. Whenever I was little, I've done the poles, which is like they just set up like 10 or 12, I think it is, big poles, and you weave your horse in and out. And me and my good buddy Cosmo, my paint horse, my heart, I loved that horse so much. My good buddy Cosmo and myself did the poles at a big rope in at our hometown one time. And I was like, I didn't sign myself up. I found out 2 days before that I was signed up to do that. And I was just like, I just want to ride him around the track and hang out with my friends. So anyway, but yeah, that happened. So I mean, I did stuff like that. Like I said, I know how to rope. We had an arena at my house, and so people would come over and rope, and so I'd get out there with them and just, ride, work the gates a lot, and would just kind of do whatever. But I mean, I can rope. It's just not really my thing. But like I said, my cousins and I would hang out at so many different events because their daddies and mamas also roped. So there you go. But yeah, so that was a lot of my childhood for sure. Like rodeos and rodeo queens and all that. My dad had a friend that every time like he'd see me on the horse or whatever, and even like when it started when I was a little bitty until I was like big, and he would walk by and that's all he would say, like, Ash, show me your queen wave, and I'd do this like whole thing or whatever, like the rodeo queen. I was like, hello everyone, and like the cupped hand and the kiss. But yeah, it was so funny. Like, I'm gonna tell him present since I was little, and he was like, you're gonna be a rodeo queen one day, and I was like, no thanks. And then, but yeah, even when I was in high school, he like, show me that queen wave. I was just like, do this. But yeah, good times. So stick horse race, got a trophy. All right. That turned into so much more than just stick horse race, but hey, we've met. I ramble. All right. Number 7 is we're just completely jumping subjects now. I don't hold my crochet hook like a pencil or a knife. I've been told I hold it weird. I don't know this. This is how I hold my crochet hook. Like this, and then like this. And so, let's see. That's not really how I do it either. Get enough yarn to make it matter here. So yeah, this is how I hold my crochet hook. So I don't really do anything like you're supposed to. That's why my aunt's like, you hold your hook weird. I was like, oh, thank you. It's like, you hold your hook weird, because yeah, I don't do like what I would be like a knife, right? Or a pencil to me is like, I write weird, so to me a pencil is like this. So like even this I guess would be the pencil. I don't know, but I don't do that. That's what I've been told anyway. I don't know. I've been told by my aunt, who's crocheted since before I was a person, that I hold my hook weird. So that's what I know. All right. Yeah, and there you go. Number 8, I don't even hold my pencil like a pencil. See, like I said, I hold it. There's a pin right here. When I write, I write like this. I write like this, and this I didn't used to. Back before I started like feeling so crumb, we'll go with that. I held it like a normal. I can't even really do it anymore. Like this, I guess, right? Yeah, like that, like just like a normal how you would a pin. But now, yeah, whenever I write, I hold it like like this, because it's comfortable and it feels better with my hand, and my handwriting has changed dramatically. Make up a word. Dramatically changed. So yes. Okay, well, I've already talked about number 9, which is that I was raised with horses and my dad was a team roping champion. So that one kind of fell into number 6 with the stick horses. But yeah, I can't even tell you how many times I've been to a roping each weekend. It's pretty crazy. Like, so we had the arena at the house. He's been in newspapers and all sorts of stuff like that. There's a museum in his hometown, which isn't my hometown. They're next to each other, but it's not the same place. My hometown is my mama's hometown, and his town's one town over. But they have a museum there, which, why not? Well, no. Well, yeah, who cares? All right. Just so happens to be in the same town that Ree Drummond has her store. I'll say that. It's pretty neat because it's just like a couple blocks over from where Ree Drummond has the mercantile, whatever you want to call it. Mercantile is a fun word to say. Anyway, a couple blocks over, there's a museum. And if y'all are ever in town to see Miss Ree Drummond and all the Pioneer Woman excursions, y'all can go by and see what the heck's it called? Is it the team roping? I don't even know what it's called. How awful is that? But anyway, the museum. It's like just a cowboy museum, I think is what it's called. Anyway, but yeah, my dad's in there with his buckles and all of his things. He's not in there personally, but his things are in there. Some of his buckles, a letter that he wrote. Anyway, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, he has, I don't know, like I said, he won the world once, maybe twice, but I think just once. And then the IFR, which is still pretty dadgum cool, he won it like 3 or 4 times. I remember having lots of horses as like a kid, like that were, his rodeo horses. He would, buy one, sell one, all that stuff. But we'd always have like 2 or 3 at a time. We usually have about 6 to 8 head of steers, so that way he could practice roping. We'd usually, whenever I was older, we had a donkey, and so that way they could have it. I never really had like chickens or anything like that, so it wasn't really like a farm. It was just like a team roping thing. And so whenever Derek and I got together, I was like, I want chickens and I want like that part of it all. And so once I was with him, I got all that stuff. But yeah, chickens and a rabbit, and wish I had a rabbit whenever I was younger. My mom's gonna be like, ugh, little bunny foo-foo. But yeah, whenever I was really young, I had a rabbit. She lived in town and I had the rabbit at the house, and it had one special spot that it liked to go to the restroom. And so once she found that, it kind of got in trouble, and I kind of got in trouble because, yeah, it was a whole thing. It hid to go to the restroom, and yeah, we thought it was potty trained. We thought it was doing a really great job, and then turns out no, there's like a little spot where it could get to, and yeah, so rabbits inside aren't necessarily a good thing. Then whenever Bee was little, she had a rabbit inside. Like I said, mine was little bunny foo-foo because, obviously hopping through the forest, that whole thing. Her rabbit was named Trixie, which made my heart happy. But yeah, Trixie kind of did the same thing. Like, we thought Trixie was good, and then turns out Trixie also had a special little spot and whatever, and I was just like, okay, Mom, I get it now. So yeah, anyway, rabbits are cool though. But yeah, I was raised around animals. We always had steers, horses, a cow dog. Always had fun people over at the house because we had the arena right there. Always rodeo trails. So I've been all over the place, but that's what I remember our like arenas and convenience stores and stuff like that, but it was a lot of fun. So quite the childhood, quite the childhood. All right, and number 10, the final one. All right, is that I can read music, and also I have played the violin, aka the fiddle. Let's all be real with one another, it's a fiddle, okay? So anyway, play the violin, aka fiddle, the banjo, the alto saxophone, the guitar, and the banjo. I feel like there are more. Keyboard, so just kind of a piano, but it's not. It's different than the piano. It's shorter. You have to learn things that switch differently. But yeah, the violin, aka fiddle, piano, alto sax, guitar, banjo. Finn has a ukulele. That's a pretty fun one. Play on it a little bit. My stepdad, whenever I was younger, made dulcimers, and I would love to learn to play the dulcimer. I think that is just like one of the coolest sounds. That and like the steel guitar. Oof, they sound so good. I would love to learn to play those. But yeah, I played the violin, aka fiddle, like I said, because mine was my pawpaw's. The one that I played was my pawpaw's, and so it meant so much more to me than it could possibly mean to me. I played that whenever I was like 5th grade or something, and then 6th grade through like 8th or 9th grade, I played the alto sax. I started playing it at a different school and then went to the school where I eventually won the races and played all the sports and was cheerleader and all that stuff. Played in their band for a while, which was a lot of fun. We got to go to football games all over and do all of those things, and so it was a whole lot of fun. I played the piano whenever I was younger, and then we currently have my grandma and papa's piano, and so I play it a little bit. Finn plays it. Finn gives me goosebumps. For my birthday one year, Finn learned Beethoven's Ninth, and that was just about the best dang birthday present that a girl could get, I will tell you that. He can play Bohemian Rhapsody on the piano. He can play Rocket Man on the piano. He can play, oh, what is it called? I can hear it. Oh, anyway, the one, dadgummit. I can't even think of if it's 21 Pilots. Anyway, amazingness. So, but yeah. So piano, whatever. Whenever I mentioned the saxophone part. Whenever I was right before I had Finn, and then like on into having Finn, and since that point, so he's 17, learned to play the guitar, went to guitar lessons. Both sides of my family has played guitar, like several of them play guitar. At my grandma's house, that's what everyone does at Christmas. They all go in the back, like in the bedroom. Everyone sits around and plays. We have like a little jam session. It's a whole lot of fun. Like either you sing or you play an instrument. And my other side of my family, they're like in bands and stuff and tour around, like not tour, yeah, they do, I guess. They tour around and play different places. So like there's music on both sides of my family, but yeah, so I play the guitar. I love to play the guitar. I mess with the bass a little bit. And then I got a banjo, and the banjo was so much fun. Squirrely Dan currently has my banjo, and he's been playing with it. But I can play Boil and Cabbage Down on the banjo, and that's about as far as it goes, but that'll work. As far as the guitar, my favorite song to play is House of the Rising Sun, and that was a good one. I can play No Rain by Blind Melon. That's a fun one. I can play, oh, what is it? Creedence Clearwater Revival. What is that song? Someone told me long ago. There's a calm before the storm. That one, I can like dun, 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 dun. Anyway, but yes. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway. But yeah, so I love to play music. I always have. I've always had some sort of instrument, and then now I suppose a crochet hook is my instrument. I don't know. I haven't really played my guitar in a while, which drives my husband crazy because he really loved to hear me play. It was very, very relaxing, but I just kind of, I haven't played in a while. I need to. I have a really pretty guitar. It's a Daisy Rock guitar. Her name is My Lady, because you know you have to like name your guitars. She's my lady. And so it's red and black. It's super sweet. My guitar case is really fun. It's full of really, really cool stickers. So I miss playing the guitar. I need to do that, but I don't. So, yeah, and then there's the banjo. I can play it a little bit. So, yeah, so there are 10 facts about me. Obscure, random, possibly not known. Some of them you may have known. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. A little more into my why I'm so weirdness, I guess. How you doing? So I thought this was so much fun. I don't know if anyone else wants to do this. Y'all could do this as like a fun tag or something if you wanted to. I don't know. It's whatever you guys want to do. Like I said, I just saw a really cute short about it. She's like, how much do you really know about the YouTubers that you watch? And I was just like, oh, my people, probably a lot, but also how much, you know, like, do they really know that much? So I thought this would be a lot of fun. And it was. So, yeah. I have several more. I could probably do a part 2 if I really wanted to, now that I'm kind of into it thinking about it, because I didn't think I had that many, and now I could just keep telling y'all stories. So many fun stories, but perhaps another tale for another time. So, all right. So I thank you all for listening to me ramble, let's be real, about obscure facts and silly things that are from a long, long time ago. So, all right, cool. I hope you all have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe. And I will talk to y'all very soon.